welcome back. I'm finally posting videos again. Whee! So I don't know if they'll continue to be kind of frequent like this, but here I am with another video within only a couple days of the last one, which, hey! Happy day. So today I have a review for you. If you watched my TBR video, you'll have seen this book already. But, it's one that I just wanted to really talk about. As, some context, which I kind of mentioned in the TBR video as well, I am LDS, or if you've heard of it this way, a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Also, the term Mormon applies, but we're trying to, through direction from our leaders, move to saying the full name of our church so that people really understand where we're from, because we have the Book of Mormon, but that is not, the full of our beliefs and all that. Anyways, there's your context. I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This book was written by another member. It's about members, so maybe a little niche for people. I don't know, but I loved this book. It was exactly what I wanted. It was exactly what I expected. But it was so nice. So the general concept of this book is it's an adoption story. We've got a couple who got married and suffer from infertility and decide that adoption will be a good route. And then there's a second story within it of this teenage girl who accidentally gets pregnant, and then she ends up offering her baby to them for adoption. So just from the concept of, if you'd read the back of it, you'd know all of that, really. But it was just beautiful. I loved it. Again, there was no unexpected turns, especially being a member of the church that I am. There were no crazy plot twists. It was yep, I expected this, I expected this, I expected this. But it was a very comforting read for that reason, too, that it had all that familiarity to it. I've read, Christian novels before, but not very many that are specifically from my specific part of the Christian faith. So it's just lovely to find books like this that are exactly within when you're looking for that kind of thing, too. Because Christian romance and things like that are fun, and they're nice, and they pace the romance in ways that I like, and don't go into the over details like fantasy sometimes will get, where it's just a little too much of the physical aspects of romance and stuff that I don't want to read. So, just a Christian novel can be really nice sometimes, but it was really nice to read one specifically from my faith too. And so if you have books that you can find that are of your faith, I'd recommend doing that. Also, sorry for the sudden lighting change. The sun just barely decided to come up. So now my lighting is weird, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll just keep going. I don't really know what else to say about this book, honestly, just that I really loved it, and it was exactly what I expected and exactly what I wanted, and I might try looking into this author to see if she's written more, because that would be nice too. Another thing with this one, if you're interested in that sort of thing, it was actually based on some of her own life experience and stuff too, which is always a fun way to fuel your fiction. Obviously, fiction can be about writing new experiences that you haven't had, but there's something special too when it's this is a very personal experience that I've turned into this fiction, and here's how I'm coping with something or learning about something. And this was kind of my story, so I want other people to be able to understand what that experience was like. I love all of that. It's lovely. So I have nothing but good things to say about this, other than, I guess, technically a couple minor nitpicks within it, because as I've mentioned, there are multiple POVs used. You've got the couple, and you've got the daughter who gets pregnant. Sorry, she's not from that couple. I just called her a daughter because she is a daughter, and it references her family unit and all that. Anyways, so you've got that set up. And, I don't mind multiple POV stories, but this is generally written in third person, very closed perspective, I believe is the term you use for it, where it's essentially like a first person, but you're just using the third person adjectives instead. So we had that, and it was pretty consistent overall, but there were a few times where it was like you would jump between characters, between paragraphs, which is not usually how third-person closed works. Usually that's more of like a third-person omniscient or whatever, to be jumping between characters, and so that threw me off a couple times when she did that. So there were those few moments where I was like, this isn't quite written the way I would have written it. You could, like, assume a feeling from third person closed instead of, like, just straight jumping into the other character's head. And so there was that little bit of clunkiness in the writing that way for me. But I liked it enough that I would definitely look into more of her works, again, especially as I'd love to read more books specifically from within my faith and all of that. But on the other hand, since this one was based on, like, a very personal story for her, maybe there aren't other ones that I can get from her, but I want to at least keep looking within this genre. Anyways, I think that's all I've got. I'm just kind of rambling about how much I love this book. If you happen to be a member of my church as well and have read this and want to share your thoughts, I mean, even if you're not a member of my church and you happen to have read it, feel free to share thoughts down below. But yeah, particularly if you're within my faith, it'd be fun to hear other people talking about it with me too. I'd love to have some discourse about things. And yeah, I think that's all I've got for now. This is the Umla Harper signing out.